Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome to my morning. It is a beautiful morning, even though the sun is being blocked by the clouds. I'm still happy. I am alive and breathing. We are in the land of the living, folks. That means we made it one more again. So when you're down south, you say things like one more again. If I say that in New York City, I'll probably not be able to return. But in the south, we can get away with that. If you're on IG and you want to drop some comments, please jump on the Facebook page. Jump on the YouTube page. More, I prefer the YouTube page. Jump on the YouTube page. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, and see some of the previous shows and hear some from some of the guests that I've had. I've had some amazing guests. It's been an amazing run. I really appreciate y'all for sticking in there with the kid. Was a struggle in the beginning. No, I'm lying. It was not a struggle. Y'all have been fantastic. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I've really been excited since the beginning of setting this off. And the fact that I had the connection with the folks to get it on the Roku channel, I think was like the beautiful thing. So the platform is amazing, but it's only amazing because you guys make it amazing. And I get to bring some amazing guests on. And oh my gosh, like, y'all don't even understand what's happening. Like, it really, you have your dreams about what you want to do and what your plans are in life. But when you start to see them happen and then things shift so quickly, you don't even have a clue of how, you stepped into the footing and into the pathway. Like, you're on the driveway that the Creator set for you. I'm not going to get into a religious spill because I know everybody's religion is different, and I don't want to argue and make no enemies. I need y'all to be my friend. That is it. But I do believe that everyone has a path, and however you see your path set before you, I believe that you will have to get on that path at some point, somehow. Sometimes it takes us longer than others. Sometimes we jump right in. Either way, your path is already set for you, and you should be ready to jump in line with whatever your path is. I am grateful to be on this path, on this journey with y'all, because y'all are amazing. So thank y'all for tuning in. Like I said, if I miss your comments here, please jump on YouTube or on Facebook, preferably YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. It's Coach Josh Smalls. You can find me anywhere. If you just Google the brother, you can find the brother. I mean, the brother is around. So y'all grab y'all coffee mugs or tea. I mean, whatever floats your boat. I gotta have coffee. I'm gonna take a sip and I'm gonna bring up y'all guests today. Coffee is just amazing. Now, before I do that, I want y'all to know I'm still down to 1 cup a day. I drink my morning cup. That's happening. Like, that's never going away. Then after my morning cup, I drink tea throughout the day. So plenty of tea going on. So let me bring y'all guest up in the building because I'm excited. I can't wait to hear from Yogi. What's up, lady?
Hey,
How you doing?
I'm awesome. How are you?
I'm good. I don't think we spoke since like right when the pandemic after got shut down. Maybe that week after.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
been a
yeah.
while.
It's been a while. It's been a while, but I'm glad you're here now.
I'm glad I'm here too. Thank you for the invite.
Oh, of course,
I'm
of
getting my
course.
camera and everything together,
It's all
and the
good.
echo is gone, so we good. Good. Okay.
Okay, good. So before we get started, I would like you to take this time to introduce yourself to the people. Tell them who you are, where you're from, what you do, yada yada yada, and then let's just talk a little bit.
All right. So my name is Yolanda Barnes, but most people call me Yogi with two eyes. I am a spoken word artist, author, photographer, graphic designer, business mogul, if you will. I am coach. I am daredevil. I am jump and ask questions later. I am mother. I am sister. I am daughter. I am black. I am. I am. Who does she think she is? I am that. And I am an all around creative. I love to paint. I love to sing. I love to sew. Usually I have seasons and we can talk more about that. But I am everything I was intended to be.
So she just did I Am poem, actually.
But you're not.
And then she turned around and hit you with the Shaka Khan. I am every woman, right? At the same time, love it. I love it. So I did not know you sing.
Yeah, I sing. I started off doing impressions,
Uh-huh.
Mary J. Blige and stuff like that. And then I think at some point somebody said, and they didn't even speak and utter a word. I just saw the face they made, and then I stopped singing for a very long time. And
Wow.
then finally, I was like, you know what? I like singing. I like, the way my voice sounds. I like that. And I think one night on stage, I just started singing again.
Wow.
And it was a non negotiable after that. If I want to sing, I sing.
Yeah. That's fly. Like it reminds me of James Ingram, because
Mm,
James Ingram did not start off as a singer.
really?
James Ingram was a musician, and he said Quincy Jones heard his voice one day and said, "Man, do you realize you can sing?" And he was like, "No." And then Quincy Jones said, "No, you can sing," and that's how James Ingram was discovered. Ain't that something?
That is somebody else got to hear something sometimes
He has
and
that
tell you
patent
what it is.
riff,
You're
right?
like, you can sing. And that might have been what that face was, but then I misconstrued it because there was no verbal.
Yeah.
And then
So
I just
I
shut
used
up.
to sing. I used to sing when I was younger, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna say I was this fabulous singer, but I could sing. And then after
Anyway.
I was shot up, after I got shot up and my vocal cords and everything, all this stuff was tied up, singing was out because my voice changed and I didn't like it. Like I can still hold a note, you know what I mean? But what's up, LJ in the building?
Hey, LJ!
I got back into the studio, and I was doing, well, I was in the studio, but I got into the studio and started doing stuff. And I learned that I could do vocal arrangements and things like that. And I was actually teaching people how to place their songs. So in other words, so Toni Braxton, for instance, she had somebody writing songs and presenting songs to her, right? And she had to know how to sing the songs. I was that how to sing the song person. And it's
it. That's something that people don't even think about. It's one thing to write. It's another thing to arrange. How do you say it? What inference do you use? What tone do you use? What volume do you use? Is it a whisper? Or do you come rough? How do you do it? And then when you go through and you listen to just those simple words written with that intention and coaching behind it, it becomes something like legendary. You think about, especially old school, like Aretha Franklin, James Brown, Marvin Gaye. How do you make it different and sound like you?
Yeah.
And nobody else can sound like you because of the way you put the words together, the way you purr them, the way you move them, the way they shake and shiver. You control that. So awesome.
I don't think there's if I had to make a trade, I still don't think I would want to trade writing. But if I had to make a trade, I would have to be, the only other thing it could be is singing, not even being a musician. It would have to be singing, because of, if you sing, you are the instrument, right? You become the instrument. And I think that's the only thing that I'm like, I can switch from a poet to a vocalist if I'm a true vocalist. So I got to be a Luther. I got to be, you know what I mean? I can't just be like a regular, It got to be somebody who can sing, right? So many voices we've lost, right?
Yes.
There's no Luther. So many. I was watching what's the show that they show on I think they're showing on the BT channel too, when they go through the storyline of the different Gerald Levert and Teddy Pendergrass.
They tell you behind the scenes.
Yeah, like when you when you look into their lives and realize the stuff that they've gone through, it's like, wow, it makes you that more, you know what I mean? So let me
Yeah.
ask this. What was your favorite concert to go to ever?
Okay, favorite concert. Ew, Lizzo.
Of all time?
Of all time. Of all
Give me three.
time.
Give me three.
Because
Give me
I
three.
ain't been to many. I ain't
Huh?
been to many.
Okay.
So I probably can count on one hand how many I've been to. And Lizzo was it. Lizzo had, first of all, it was a total blessing from my mentor, Phyllis Williams. And she was
Okay.
like, we love her. Let's go. And I was like, you seen them tickets? And she was like, I said, let's go. So when those kind of blessings come, you take them. And we got there, and the energy, the spirit, the craftsmanship, the vocalism, the artistry, the crowd, the people. I can honestly say that was the best concert.
Wow.
That was the best concert. And I was standing next to some guy who was like, yes, honey, the whole night. And it didn't bother me at all. So I was like, I love this. I love this.
So one of my favorite all times was going to see Lionel Richie. This was a few years ago.
Ooh,
Lionel Richie. But one of my probably the greatest, and I've been backstage with some of the greats, right? One of my greatest experience was my mom took me and 4 of my brothers to see Stevie Wonder. Oh my gosh. Like I wanted to cry. Like my mom. So my mom is music is that's her heart. Dancing is her number one, right? Music is her number 2. And I think poetry is everything else. But she took us to see Stevie Wonder when he came here, and I was floored. Like I love a lot of Stevie's work. I mean, he's a genius, but she took us to that, and yeah, that was one of my best experiences. One of my best.
Okay, don't mind me. This is a real mama moment. I am so sorry. I heard everything you said.
Listen, we're gonna work right on through it. Don't even worry about it. It's all
we was down the hallway with an issue, so
it's all good. I do have a question from the audience.
Okay.
They said, right. I can't believe I can say I got an audience, right? The question is, which artists inspire your creativity? Which artists inspire your creativity? I think that's a good question.
Oh, wow. I love Megan Rittman. Black women.
Okay.
Just who she is and what she brings to the table just sets fire to my creativity. I just be like, I got to up my game. I got to do better. Not only her, but I love, your Desana Hanu, your Ed Mabry, your Georgia Me, your Queen Sheba, your Tank. And we pause.
Listen.
Okay. And there's so many more. And I feel so blessed to say that I can reach out and touch some of these people. I can put my name in the inbox and they'll be like, delete. And if I need just to reach out and talk to somebody, it's possible. So those are just a few, but
yeah. I have I'm just gonna ask this question. It's a question that I always ask. Your top 5 artists or creators who you would love to work with, dead or alive. And it doesn't matter what genre they're in. It doesn't matter I don't care if they were a singer, a writer, a poet, a dancer, a musician, whatever, your top 5. Yeah.
That's a great question.
Good question.
Alan Ailey.
Yes.
I always say Tupac, just as personal reasons. I always say Tupac. I would love to talk to Maya Angelou.
Mm.
I would love to talk to her.
Yeah.
Gil Scott.
Mm-hmm.
And this young man kind of creep up on me, but he did come to my mind. Macklemore.
Okay, yeah.
Macklemore. I watched his NPR Tiny Desk performance, and it's just something about him. And I hate that he's gone because he was onto some stuff. He was onto some stuff. I would love to have just talked to him.
You know what I've always feared? I feared reaching the level of greatness, because it's like once you reach that highest peak of greatness,
then what?
Gone. And I wonder, like, and not always just in the physical, but it's like, look at Miles Davis. He reached it, and then that was it. He had nothing else to give, right?
Yeah.
And we're not going to talk about, because we don't know his makeup with whatever he went through in his life and stuff like that. You know, of course, they put everything on film and all that, but he reached that, and then he was stuck. Quincy Jones said, "You should set your goals so high that you never reach them. This way, you could not have an ego because you haven't reached." And I thought about that. Yeah. I mean, I think about it from time to time, but when he said it that day, I was like, "Wow." Yeah. So you never reach them because they're that high, but you keep pushing and pushing and pushing, but the ceiling is so high. And I thought that was very powerful.
It is, but the other thing that I get is a lot of people don't set goals. They just, I want that, and if it don't look like that, then I haven't done it. But along the way, there are marker signs, and you should be able to figure out what those marker signs are towards that goal. And what happens is a lot of us spin ourselves into cyclones trying to get somewhere, but doing all the wrong things.
Yeah.
If I go to this poetry event every night, I'm going to run into the right person, and then I'm going to kick off this music career. Well, first of all, you might not want to go to a poetry event. You might want to be going to a music event in order to be able to do what it is you want to do in the future. Like, there's no planning. It's just like, I'm going to go here and it's going to magically happen. And when it magically happens, then boom, that boop, I'm done. No, you need a roadmap. You need some goals between here and there. And, you know, if you don't have those goals, then how will you know you're doing anything? You're just spinning your wheels. And a lot of people spinning their wheels. Period.
I think when I first got into this work, that's what I was doing.
I think we all were.
Yeah, because we don't know.
We
don't know what that looks like. And
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, because I'm gonna jump in after you. We're gonna double touch this right here.
Come on, give it to me.
Okay, so this is what happens. A lot of the times when we get into poetry, we are healing ourselves from our hurt and our pain.
Mm-hmm.
So when we start healing ourselves from our hurt and our pain, now we've said something. When we get the courage to get on stage, we've said something that helps somebody else. Oh, now we're doing something. Mm-hmm. But what? So then somebody says, well, you know, if you had that in a book or if you had that on a CD, I'd buy it because I need it. Now we done went and did something else layered onto something else that was layered to our pain, which is layered to our healing. And now we feel like we're healing because we're helping other people, but we ain't really helped ourselves. We just doing the next layer of what somebody suggested that we do. And then a lot of us start spinning our wheels because if you come to my church, you know, they would love it. If you come to my club, I'll pay you. If you bring your CD, you can sell it. I won't charge you to sell it. Mm-hmm. Now we've spun our wheels and we've got ego. We done did something. Yeah. We done healed and we healing other people. The audacity. Meanwhile, I'm gonna write this poem. I gotta write something that's gonna touch the people. You can't even write nothing to touch you no more.
To touch you, wow. So you think it's it's not just a misdirection, but we kind of the course changes because we allow outside influence to tell us what we already knew, right? That kind of situation. Like, because you've done the work already, but now I just boxed you into this idea that this is the way now, right?
Oh yeah.
Poets and books.
Yes.
What do you think are some of the biggest mistakes poets have with putting their book together?
Thinking that it's gonna be done overnight.
Number one.
Thinking that they don't have to pay somebody to edit.
Number one again.
Like, you can only read your stuff for so many times and find every error.
Right.
You become blind to it. Get somebody else to look at it. And I'm not talking about your mama. Because your mama gonna be like, baby, if they look good to
me. Because it does to her, right?
And it does. Because you her baby and you about to be an author. Pay somebody to edit your book. Pay somebody to edit your book. Somebody who loves words, knows how they should go, has heard you perform, knows how you have your cadence, knows how your flow goes, knows you. Let them go through your pages, your work.
Yes, yes.
Some of the other things is, this ain't free. Oh, who told you this was free? Who told you this was free? From the cover to the book layout to the copyright and all the forms and paperwork to be official. Who told you this was free?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I do that. You know what I mean? Like I do that.
Right.
And there's some of the things that I see, and it's like, okay, we may have to go back over it a couple more times before it's right. You setting deadlines. That was big for me. I was setting deadlines on my book, and I was doing all my own layout, because I graphic design, I do all that stuff. So I know, and I was putting a deadline on myself. Don't rush the process. Don't rush the process. And then I think where I leave it is, you can't work with everybody.
Amen. Number one again.
This is a relationship with somebody who is helping you deliver a baby, which is your book. If you don't have a good relationship with that person, if you cannot communicate with that person, if every time you give an idea, they're like, yeah, that sounds good. But I did it like this on the last book, so I think we'll do it like that again. They totally did not hear your idea.
Yeah.
Ooh. And I did say I would leave it there, but I lied. I'm gonna do one more.
Okay.
Have a vision for your book. Have a vision for your book. If you come to somebody with no ideas and no concept, you just got these typed pages that have been edited, and then you got somebody read it and say, well, I feel like this should look like this, and these pages should look like this, and this. You need to say, this is my vision for my baby.
Right.
This is my vision for my book. I see the cover and it looks like this. And when I imagine my book, I see it looks like this. Because what happens is, if I see you don't have no idea, then that means you might not have put in a lot of thought into this book, period.
Yeah.
And that leaves me to question, is it really something pressing for you? Because this should be treated like a baby. 9 months of pregnancy. You gotta push, you gotta stress, you gotta get it out, C-section it or something. It's got to come out. So what are we gonna do to get this baby out?
Yeah.
Then when this baby come out, it's either gonna be beautiful to you or ugly to you. But guess what? This baby is out.
Mm-hmm.
And there is no going back. You can't put it back in. It ain't gonna happen.
Mm-mm.
So put your heart, your whole soul into it. And one of my business friends says you never write a book without having a business plan first.
Wow.
And I know that's hard for some creatives.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the truth.
I've done 3 and no plan.
Because I can't tell you how many people got books. I got a book for sale. I'm having a book signing. Yay. 2 weeks later. Yeah, I still got all these damn books. And I don't know what to do with them.
So obviously I did a book release for my first 2 books, but not the third one because of COVID, right? Mm-hmm. But the third book, well, me and my brother both, we put out our 3rd books already. So we're working on 3 more that we're putting out within the next few months. But it wasn't until the 3rd book that we had some sense of direction on what it means to actually have a book, to push a book, to have your book available for people. Like, don't get me wrong, because COVID knocked a lot of things about. We had this conversation already, right?
Yeah.
But I think with what I tell a lot of people now, because I'm meeting a lot of people who aren't published yet, and they want, I want my book. I'm saying it's good to want to have a book. Yeah. But after the book is done, if you have nothing but the book, and then if you are planning to be a millionaire from this book.
Oh my goodness, what happened? Where did that happen then?
I thought that having a book meant initially you're going to have a lot of money. And then I realized how people give up on writing books. You know what I mean? Because you would probably make more money just touring and doing features than you would selling a book without having a plan to actually sell your book. And I think that's one of the biggest mistakes we make when our book is complete. We don't have anything there's no roadmap. It's just book.
It's just book. It's just book. And then I got to the point where I'm like, okay, bump that. You write the book, you write the workbook, you facilitate the program. You got to do all of that and offer that as a package.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is. You bring it together. The school will hire you to come in and talk, and they'll buy your workbooks, they'll buy your books, they'll buy your time for you to come in and talk to the class or wherever or whoever. Pre-COVID.
Pre-COVID, right.
Different. But they would. But you can't just, this not gonna make you rich unless you work it. And most people are just happy they wrote it. And that's the difference. You gotta be more than just happy you wrote it. You gotta be able to stand in front of people and say, "This my book," upside down and back. This my book. This my book. And you need it. And the reason why you need it is because your soul needs it.
Your soul needs it.
Because it's going to open up some doors for you that you've been keeping closed that need to be open.
Yeah.
And the fact that you even think that they don't need to be open, this book is going to open them for you. It's going to remind you why. It's going to remember you. It's going to remind you how. And it's going to remind you that you're worth more.
Yeah.
Because when we write the book, we oftentimes think it's about us. And our sales pitch is often about us. Yogi, nationally poet. What that got to do with your potential reader? The person that's going to actually sit down and actually go through the pages? Not a darn thing.
Right.
That's why they don't buy it. Is this a biography? Or poetry? I don't know. I can't tell. I don't have time to be confused. And then they keep moving. And they keep right on moving. And your books sit there.
You know, my first book has my mother's picture on it, and
Mm. Mm.
because my brother and I, we honor our mother and everything. She's our superhero. We make that known. Anybody says Granny, every time you say Granny's boys, you're saying my mother's name, right?
Mm.
So I I didn't read my book in a while, right? You know how it is.
Mm.
We got a new one. Now I got a new one. I got my
Yeah,
second new one. I haven't
I got
read it
my
for a
new.
while. And then we were doing IG open mics, read from your book only. So if you didn't have a book, you couldn't read
Mm.
on this open mic, right?
Oh, that's dope
Because
too.
I noticed a trend that wasn't available to people. They would come on open mic, but they would read their poem from their book, but it's kind of like it's not a set platform for that. So we set the
Mhm.
platform for that, and I read it, and I read a few of my poems, and it made me revisit the work, and I forgot that. Oh shit, I wrote that, right? And then AJ, I'm sure you know AJ. AJ came on the live, and he said, can I read somebody else's book? And I was like, yeah, if you read, that's fine. That's yeah, of course. We're celebrating ourselves, right? And he read one of my poems, and when the opening line, my eyes got so big, but it
Ain't
was the
nothing.
reminder of, hey, you holding on to this beast, and you need to move it. It needs to stop collecting dust. It needs to leave the shelf and go someplace else. And I
Yeah.
think a lot of times that's another thing we do. We move on to the next thing. We forgot about what we already said before,
Yeah.
right? We forget about where it started. We've never mentioned, hey, this was the beginning. That first book meant more to me because, number one, because my mom's face was on it,
Yeah.
because her name is on it, and because of the poem that I wrote for her that she has. I'm gonna do a Zoom from her house one day. I got it on. I got it laser cut into wood, and it's like
Oh,
the same hand
wow.
doing it. So it's like 17. It's a 17 or 19 and a half inches long.
Ooh.
It might be more than that. But anyway, it meant so much more then, and I think along the way, I forgot that was so important, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm doing other things, and that's done, but it's never done.
Right.
It's just here, right? It's never done. It's just here and ready for the next thing. So I'm glad you said that. That was super dope.
Thank
Um,
you.
I got another question for you.
Okay.
Poetry, what does
Mhm.
that mean to you?
It's life.
Yeah.
It's living. Is most people, for most people, it's just something to do.
Mhm.
But I found over time that that's just life and living for me.
Yeah.
It's the essence. Um, it's the calm. It's the rage. It's just who I am. I rhyme when I don't try to rhyme. I make spiritual connections when I'm not trying to. Everything that is peace and poetry is me. And it means a lot. It means a lot. And I think that's why when I was starting out, I had to make sure by doing some daredevil stuff if
Mhm.
this is truly who I am or is it just a phase?
Mm.
And when all the signs pointed to no, sweetie, that's just who you are, it could never be a phase. I
Yeah.
just sunk into it and was like, okay, whatever you going, have your way, Lord.
Hmm. Hmm.
Have your way, Lord. Whatever it is you want to do with me, okay, I get it. It's gonna be a way that I speak. It's gonna be a way that I am. It's gonna be my mannerisms. It's gonna be how I dress, how I move. It's just who I am.
Yeah.
It never be a phase.
Got you.
It'll never be a phase.
Now the big question, right?
That was big.
No. Well. We're staying there. We're staying there. Um,
Okay.
Introduction to slam poetry. Tell us about that. Tell us about that.
Ooh.
Tell me
Okay, so
how did that
LJ,
happen, right?
El Jizzo. Okay. El
Oh,
Jizzo kind of.
let me do this. Look.
Hey, yes, El Jizzo. So LJ kind of introduced slam poetry. And so we did an event at like Blue Note or something like that. He'll tell you.
Okay.
And interesting. I was just like, okay, this is cool, whatever. Okay. And so then I went and said, well, I need to prove to myself that I'm not, this is not a phase. This is something that I truly love to do. And then I signed up for Soul Fried. I paid like $100 and some odd to go to Soul Fried in Durham. And I didn't tell nobody. I was like, I'm going to prove myself on stages where people don't know my name, because I was like, the only reason why I'm doing good around here is because people know my name. I'm going to go someplace where nobody know my name. And I'm going to do the daggone thing. And either it's going to work or it's not. And then I'll know. And then I said, well, I'm trying to get my parents on my side because they think I'm being rash and foolish going out. So I'm going to take my mama with me. So we drove from Fayetteville to Durham every day of competition.
Wow.
Yes. And my mom sat there and talked to everybody. How do you make money doing this? What is it you get out of this? I said, Mama, you talk to them and ask them whatever questions you got. I'm going to be focused on this. I'm learning my poems on the way up there. And I'm slamming and I'm learning.
Yeah.
And I'm meeting people and I'm looking across the room and I'm going, these are my people.
Yeah.
These are my people. And so driving back every day, my mom was like, well, this is what they said. They said that they don't do this or they don't do that. Like, okay. So about that next to last day, I said, LJ got to see this. LJ has just got to see this. I said, what you doing? He was like, nothing. I was like, come on. So with me, him and mama rolled up to Durham. He watched me compete. He started meeting and mingling with people and people that he knew, people he hadn't seen in years. It was solidified. This is family, period. Last day, didn't make it to the final stage, didn't understand how competition was set up as far as indies and groups. And I was like, I pay indie though. Oh, they in teams. I ain't on final stage. So that's what woke me up to say, you know what? We need to be teams. We need to be awesome daggone teams so that even if our whole team doesn't make it, one baby makes it. Somebody makes it. Fast forward to the year, the following year, we had Fayetteville Fire, which was the first slam team here in Fayetteville. And that was just us. And we were like, we're going to do this daggone thing. If we can't make it as a team, somebody going to make it, damn it. We had fun and we started traditions and we just kept going. And then it grew into me being able to send individual poets like that had been in the team before that wanted to go indie. So we paid for them to go and then that slam team turned into it morphed into multiple slam teams, the Marquis and now Detour and you know the babies. They got Pathos and they won third place in Brave New Voices, and it's just amazing. And then from that one little trip to Durham, it opened the door for Soul Fried to come to Fayetteville because of the time lapse. I never knew any of that. Wasn't paying attention to any of that. Like if I strategically place myself in the competition in 20, wasn't any of that. It was just, I'm going to prove something to myself. And then it grew into everything else. And I love it. And I love it. And I just judged for the youth slam team and just let them know how proud I was of them. They are nasty and I love it. And I don't really slam anymore. I don't slam. I don't have a desire to slam. But what I do is I love it. and I love it. And anybody who wants to do it, I support them in what they want to do because Slam supported me in what I wanted to do and showed me that I was on the right path. And if that's what you need, then that's what you get.
Yeah. A little known unknown. A lot of people don't know that I don't slam a lot. I've only slammed a handful of times, but I haven't slammed teams. I'm a coach, and for me, I slammed for the experience of slam, not to win. I made final stage at Slam Charlotte a couple of times, so I know I can. Right. And that I was reading. I didn't even memorize. I was just reading. So I know that it's there, but I wanted to grow my work, and I realized the competition in itself, slam in itself, will grow your writing. If you continue to write the same way, you are not paying attention. You're not
right.
You know what I mean? I think that was the best thing for me with slam. It allowed me to learn so much about how I write and the things I write too. When you hear people, I always reference this poem because I like the way it was. D Dove did a poem referencing spiders and black men walking in public places. And the way he did that poem, I was like, yo. And so for me, I've always been a storyteller. So I realized my power was in telling the story. So stop, I had to tell myself, listen, stop trying to rhyme all the time. Stop trying to make the perfect poem. Tell the freaking story and then perform that. You know what I mean? That once I got to that point, I understood, okay, this is what slam is, right? I got there. And I mean, everybody learned their own thing. They go in their own barrels. But for me, that was it for me. I was able to see my team grow. My brother Witz, oh my goodness. And I tell people all the time, my brother wrote his first play with my uncle when he was like 9, 10-ish or something like that. He was really young. And I always knew he had this writing potential where he's a great storyteller. And it wasn't until the bumps of writing, converting from being an MC, because we all were MC, into a poet, into a slam poet. That transition was definitely not easy. So it was easier for me because I wasn't performing. I was working, but he was performing. And to see how he had turned into this machine now. Now everybody wants him to teach them how to write. Is like, bruh, I knew it. But they call him the metaphor god and all this stuff. But the way the story is so weighted. And Slam did that for us. Slam actually did that for us. So that is amazing. I love the way you explained that your story. That's dope.
Thank you.
That right. I have just a few more questions because I want you to take time to just talk about whatever you want. Who's your top 3 authors? Top 1. I like asking tough questions. But see, people hear things that they might not have heard before and they say, okay, let me check that author out.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna say something and y'all gonna laugh. I don't even care. I don't like to read like that.
A lot of us don't. That's why I asked
I don't like to read like that. Especially when I'm being creative. If I'm in the zone of being creative, like I don't want to look at nobody else's nothing. Because I don't want nobody coming back to me saying, you part of my story, your poem. Like, no, man, no. I didn't even read your stuff.
An even better question. When you're writing, do you listen to music or you prefer quiet? And if you listen to music, what are you listening to?
Oh my goodness. I'm listening to chill hop.
Chill hop. Come on, I'm with you on that.
Chill hop. Yes. I'm listening to Brazilian music. I'm listening to Miles Davis, Thelonious Monk. Like I'm listening to Jill Scott, Let Us See. It depends on what I'm writing. And sometimes I'm listening to gospel. If I'm in the real groove of things, I'm listening to that gospel music. I'm like, thank you, God. Thank you.
I haven't done that yet, the gospel. And don't get me wrong, because I like gospel, right? But I haven't written the gospel yet.
Take you to whole new levels. You got to do that.
Yeah. I'm going to put that Fred Hammond. Fred Hammond is my favorite. I don't care what nobody says.
Okay.
I'm going to put that Fred Hammond on. But if I put that Fred Hammond on, y'all might have to come and help me, hold me down.
That's when we gonna be like, that fresh ink is gonna be fire, sir. We had to go get him. We got to hear it is.
Got to have that. Your top 5 songs that no matter what mood you in, these songs you have to play. Your top 5.
Shekinah Glory, yes. That's one. Now I can't think of the name of songs. Darn it. We Need You. A lot of them are gospel songs.
Okay.
Stand. Marvin Sapp song, How I Made It Through.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Whole time I was writing my book, I was just like, Lord, just let me make it through. And I like that song that Dave Chappelle played, Round About Midnight. I like the way he played it. I know the original,
right.
But I like the way he played it. It was kind of spaced out and kind of like janky, but it was nice. Sorry, Dave Chappelle. Then I ain't gonna hurt you. You ain't even gonna see this interview. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
I got another secret. So I do write a lot of poetry listening to Dave Chappelle.
He is a mess. I love him.
I will put his Netflix shows on and I will jump right into a poem just easily. In fact, when I'm hosting, a lot of the mannerisms that Dave Chappelle uses when he's performing, I use when I'm hosting. I didn't realize it until I realized it, right? I didn't intentionally try to mimic a comedian, but there's certain things that he does that actually people don't recognize he does while he's doing his show. And I realized I actually have adopted a lot of that. Dave Chappelle is one of my favorites.
Yeah, we learn a lot from comedians. We stand on the same stage as comedians. How do you command the audience for about an hour?
Okay.
And keep their attention and make sure that you're paying attention to the left side of the room, right side of the room, mid side of the room. You're making this side laugh, that side laugh, and you're paying attention in the middle. You keep them on their toes. They didn't quite just get that joke, but they'll hear it in 5, 4, 3, 2. I'm over here. You guys get it. You guys are laughing. All right, here we go. Yeah, comedians are great for poets to learn from.
Absolutely.
Because of the rhythm and the timing and just the placement and the sitting on the chair, the using the chair for something else as a prop, all of it is to be learned from.
Yeah. And like I said, Dave has to be one of my all-time favorites.
Yes.
So I'm gonna do this. I'm going to let you talk about. So we get interviewed all the time, and we don't get to talk about what we want to talk about, right? People always have their questions, which I have my questions, but we never get to say, "Hey, I'm free to say whatever it is I want to say and talk about what I want to talk about." And this could be projects, this could be life. It could be the fact that you don't like my New York Giants.
I've been looking at it the whole time, but it's blue and white. It's all right with me, baby. It's all right with me.
So I want to just give you time to talk about whatever you want. We got like 12 minutes left, so I'm gonna let you just do you.
Okay, first I want to start off with a thank you. Thank you. I remember when we had this conversation when you didn't know what none of this stuff was, and you was like, "How can this work?" And I see you making it work, and I'm super duper proud of you for doing that. So that's first and foremost. I will be on an erotic show tonight, and it's be on my page, Yogi with 2 Eyes. Come check us out. It's on Blog Talk. If y'all don't know what Blog Talk is a dial-in radio, and it is a powerful event that's going to take place tonight. And I just want to throw that out there. Every Friday night, but it won't be this Friday. It'll be this Saturday. I do Artist Retreat Artist Retreat is a virtual artist retreat that you can come into the room, and we have right now we're in the log cabin, we're in the mountains, we're walking in the fall leaves. We do mental exercises, we do mindfulness, we do affirmations. Like if you come in having a bad day, we're going to leave the world behind. Yeah. And we're going to go into this area and we're going to just relax, relate, and create, because that's what I like to call it. Relax, relate, create. And that's called the Artist Retreat. We do that every week. And I've been doing it probably now for 3-4 months since COVID started, as a way for artists to reconnect. And the only thing I ask you to do is fill out a job form that lets me know kind of where you're at and what you're working on and how we can help get you to complete the project or working back on the project or whatever the case may be. My daughter is turning 10, double digits, and I'm like, what? What? But
let me ask you
first. Yeah, go ahead.
How can people connect with you so I can post that up so they can connect with you? How would you prefer them to connect with you?
Oh, they can connect with me on all social media platforms as Yogi with 2 eyes. And
just like how I got it up there?
Yeah, well, the W, not the whole with, W.
Okay, I'm going to do that again.
W 2 eyes, W 2 eyes. I say a lot, and I shouldn't. If you don't want to say a lot, go to Toastmasters in your local area, which is now probably on Zoom, and learn how to be a better speaker and better leader. I always have to do that. I have to throw that out there. You gave me way too much time. You gave me way too much time.
It's okay. I have other questions, so it's okay. I'm always prepared.
Okay. I mean, I have books, I have workshops, I do have Why Aren't You Listening, which is my first book of poetry. And if you're wondering if this book is for you, if you are looking to tap into the quiet part of you that's screaming, this book is for you. You can hit me up and just tell me in the DMs that you want it. And I think what I'll do is I'll just read the back because I think this is powerful.
Okay.
It says, shh. Did you hear that? No. I know. I ain't crazy. Listen. There it is again. Why aren't you listening? When we are right here, right now, and you're telling me I'm the only one able to hear the cries of man, the call to arms, the whispers of commands that demand get up, move. Daddy always says, stay alert, stay alive. And me, I keep my little ears to the pavement, listening to the trembles of the earth and the whips in the wind, watching from far in the distance, wondering if any one person is not just hearing, but listening. There it goes again. You still didn't hear? Why aren't you listening? And so that's that back part of that book. Why aren't you listening? And then I write chat books. Say something. Mm-hmm. It's quick read. We call this a quick read. Quick read. But they're long poems. They like some long poems, but they're pictures and poems.
Did you like that? Did you put that one together?
Yes, I put it together. I put all of these babies together. I've been so blessed. I've been so blessed to be able to have an idea. I think that's important too. I guess don't sit on your ideas.
Come on, say that.
Don't sit on your ideas. The minute you get that idea, you better work that thing out. Work that thing out. I don't care. I don't care if you don't think you have enough money. I don't care if you don't think you're the right person to do it. I don't care if you think somebody else has already did it, so I can't possibly do it. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. If you have that idea, you have that idea for a reason. There are certain people that will never bring that idea into our community.
That's right. That's right.
And maybe you got that idea so that you can bring that into our community. Follow that idea. Jump on that idea. Ask somebody. Maybe I can't pay you right now. Maybe there's people in your life that have been waiting on you to have this idea, and the only reason why they're in your life is for you to have this idea.
Yes.
For them to help you with this idea. Because there's a lot of people in your life that just hanging around waiting on you to enact on something. And you be letting it pass. And you be wondering, I don't even know why they around in my life. I don't even like them like that. But they waiting on you.
That's magic. Yeah.
You know, they waiting on you. Make a move. Jump already. Don't be scared. The time to be scared is over. It's been over. The world we live in is no longer a fun place to be. Let's just be honest. And you sitting on stuff that can change our world, and the way we view our world is killing us. Stop it. Your idea can change the world. Now, will it change the whole world? Maybe not. But will it change a part of the world? Possibly so. And that part of the world needs your idea. Just like everybody has something to bring to the table, then we can all eat. But if y'all keep playing and don't bring it to the table, guess what? We all gonna starve. And y'all already see where we at. Deals done in the dark and things done behind our backs. We gotta take care of each other. That means when those ideas come, we jump on them. When we say we're gonna work together, we're gonna work together, and we gotta mean that thing. Because ain't nobody else working for us. They ain't studying us. If it weren't for our vote, they wouldn't pay us no attention.
Come on now. Come on.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean go there. And I mean go there. But I had to, because somebody needs to hear that.
Yeah.
Somebody thinks, oh, I'll just wait till I can do it next time. I couldn't possibly do it because I'm not the right person for it. Then if you weren't the right person for it, you wouldn't have had the idea in the first place.
That's magic. That's magic.
We got to stop acting like the only thing we deserve is crumbs. Can we stop acting like, can I look in the camera and say, can you stop acting like the only thing you deserve is crumbs?
Yeah. And then turn around and call ourselves kings and queens.
Come on.
I get it, right? I get it. But then if you call me a nigga, we still in the same place.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? So, oh, wow. Yeah. Somebody needed to hear that. I voted already. I just want y'all to know I voted early. I voted last week. I want y'all to know that. So when I complain about some stuff, I got a right to, because I voted.
Yes.
We got about a minute and change left. Yogi, thank you so much for being amazing. I'm here with us. It has been great. They IG, they all in the comments. They loving it. I'm seeing hearts flying. It's been great.
Love y'all.
I want you to stick around. Once we sign off, I want to stick around so I can talk for a second and once we get done. So thank y'all for tuning in. I really appreciate y'all supporting this. Please support Yogi. If you're not sure who she is, get in touch with me. I will get you in touch with her. She already told you she can edit your book. She can help you get your stuff together. If you need the work, I can plug you in for a small fee. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know what her fee is. I won't charge you. I'm just going to make a connection. But definitely reach out to her. She's amazing. She has a very big heart. I heard her name before I met her. So meeting her after that was just great. And then knowing the person that she is just become amazing. So she is a flower. Thank y'all so much for supporting everything. And we're going to see y'all tomorrow. I don't remember who my guest is, so I ain't going to tell y'all. Y'all just see when y'all get here. So I love y'all. Be good. Be blessed. And we will see y'all in the morning. Peace and love.